Everybody, welcome to another episode of Geiger, issue number 12 from Image Ghost Machine by Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson, and Rob Lee. We're going to continue the story with Tariq and this nuclear woman. Basically, she's training him and she's asking him, was there ever a time you could repress the radiation without the rods? He says once. Yes, he's a little bit unhinged lately. Makes him a little bit unsufferable, in my opinion, but there's a reason for that, right? And this is, I believe, a flashback to the volume 1 of Geiger. This is, I believe, volume 2. There's some mini episodes between them, but I believe this is official volume 2. Anyway, so she says, you have to think about that moment. Now release your rods. And he's feeling the energy building up again. And she says, you need to keep yourself together. Of course, it doesn't work, and she then absorbs his radiation. She can do that. That means he can do that too, probably. And yeah, she says, it's not that you can't, that you're choosing not to. Because he feels bad about himself. Because he has a weight on his shoulders that needs to go away. She says, what is that weight? The war took my family. She says, but that was a long time ago. She says, let's go find the people who murdered Dr. Molotov. I'll teach you how to push through your anger to find peace. And peace is everything. So she asked him, and this is a little bit of a flashback, basically her origin, if you will, to a certain degree. Says, hey, you were transformed into the glowing man by one of the bombs? He says, yeah. And well, she says, well, I don't know how it started. She was 3 years old when the war broke out. My family died and ended up in my grandmother's care. And she says, my grandmother thought it was divinity. And then when she died, the family of the church took her in. And then the father felt ill, the mother felt ill, and then even the children, one after the other, a year later. All of them suffered greatly, their bodies riddled with cancer. And then when she was 13, the light came back. But this time people realized it was never divinity. It was radioactivity, and it was dangerous. Oh, no shit. And she was forced to run away, but also she was hunted because they thought she was the glowing man, and because he, Tariq, did a lot of bad things, she was blamed for that. Hunted, if you will. You know? She says, you killed a lot of people. I killed to protect what I thought I still had. And she says 10 years ago in the desert, she met Dr. Molotov, and basically created her rods and her vest. And she said, even when the light was dimmed, I felt like I was going to explode any second. I know that feeling, he says. But control was not found with boron rods. I had to accept the horrible truth that I killed everyone who was ever close to me. I thought I wanted to die. But Dr. Molotov helped me to learn to live. He became a father to me the last 10 years. But you and he, something bad happened between you. I killed a scavenger who was trying to break into the shelter my family was in. Even though your family already perished inside. I didn't know that at the time, he says. Not for years. Molotov thought more violent. The more violent my actions, the more unstable I became. He was right. So, but he also blames Molotov because he wasn't exactly innocent either. He killed his wife, Killer. He defected from Russia. Molotov helped design and build the bombs that turned our country into a wasteland. He also helped you when he didn't have to. He helped me out of guilt. But she says, is someone seeking redemption not motivated by guilt? He says, you judge people too harshly. Do you believe you're a good man? I used to. Now we're getting somewhere. It's time to begin. All right, the path to redemption, self-help, something like that. Who knows? And then they're here at the Hillborn. So Tariq, of course, still the negative guy, says, what is it this time? Nihilistic scavengers, cannibals? She says, it's worse than above. They're the lies-serving members of a doomsday cult warning about the end of times, and they think they won. These inbred believe God left them to inherit the earth. Religion can be used to justify anything. She's not wrong. Anyway, so she says that they tortured Molotov before they crucified him for everyone to see. Let's go. Molotov deserves justice. So they go in here and they saying, halt to his trespassing, says these religious fanatics. Fanatics, yes. So Tariq says they are armed. We need to be careful. And then this guy comes in and says, hey, I know you guys. I'm Jonas Hilburn. And I was expecting visitors, not glowing sinners. That was in mind. He had that in mind. Why have you come here? She says, you killed a friend of mine and you tortured him. We're here to hold you accountable. Turn the man who did this over to us. He says, well, I have no idea what you're talking about. We're God's chosen. Bring them to the altar, he says. And then a fight breaks out, right? But the glowing woman says, focus on the moment, you control the light, Tariq. Do not remove your rods until you do. This is your test. Well, it's a little bit difficult when, these crazies wants to, kill you, maim you, torture you, right? But Tariq tries, but he cannot do it. He cannot hold it in. And she says, you can control it, Tariq, have faith. But it goes wrong. Then this is happening. Now, I have to point out, I really hate this. I never, ever, ever liked this kind of stuff. I know why they do it. I know the purpose. He's exploding. Everything is green. But still, this for me, just like black pages or other colored pages, this is a waste of paper. Why not skip this, right? And then turn it to the next page, which is this. Why waste 2 extra pages on this? You can do this in one small panel or 3 panel layout or 4 panel, whatever. Don't waste 2 whole pages on this. Makes no sense, just waste of paper. So he explodes, right? And then his powers has been sucked away. And she says, it's all right, Tariq. It still burns, but I can take it. I love the visuals here. The visuals are fantastic. And I said it before, I like it when the same team is still continuing doing this book instead of, oh no, we have, I don't know, a Jim Lee on the book and then he's doing 2 books and then another one comes in, he's doing 3 books and then another comes in and then, the quality declines when it comes to writing and art slowly or fast, depends on how you look at it. But mostly modern comics now, yes, I have said the word modern comics, are not going beyond, 10, 12 issues before they're rebooting it again. Not this book. They can keep continuing with the same quality. That's why I like it, Just like many, many years ago when, let's say, Mark Bagley doing a lot of Spider-Mans or John Lascelles Buscema doing a lot of Hulks, a lot of Conans, a lot of other superhero books. The quality stays the same. I like that, right? She looks great, by the way. Anyway. So she says, the Hilburn were all deserving, but if we had been near innocence, you need to be sentenced. Tariq says, I'm not sure I can do that, right? I'm asking you to be something you can become. None of us are perfect. We have all our flaws. She asked him to stay so she can teach him how to become a better person and control his demons. She says, what do you say? Okay, I like this. Great facial expression. Okay, see, that's the first step, Tariq. Learning to believe in yourself again. We can continue tomorrow. There is still so much more for you to discover. Nice. Well, she's a good person, right? Yeah, maybe. And then she is descending into a room where she held someone prisoner. And the voice says, let me out of here. You have no idea what is happening to you, what these changes truly mean and the risks. Of course I do. That's why you're down here, working for me. I like that she's just, tip over to see into this room. Oh, and I ran into someone who knows you. Dr. Molotov. He's still alive. Working for her. I don't know. To have a cure? What's happening to his hand? I don't know, but another secrets, more mysteries. I like it. Well told. So he isn't dead. He wasn't crucified, right? So she's lying to Tariq. We're going to continue this story in the next issue, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.